Before getting into today's episode, we'd like to thank Mac Performance PT for sponsoring the Walk On Pod. For more on their services and contact information, click the link in our Instagram bio where you will be led to their website. Mac Performance PT, helping Sacramento athletes live life without limits. Thank you for tuning back into the Walk On Pod. I'm Luke Avdalovich. With me, as always, is Tommy Ball and Jared Waters, and we have our guest back to regular scheduled programming. As you can see, we have our main man, Jojo Anderson, here with us today, back for his second appearance. And before you get into this episode, if you haven't listened to his first one, it is episode 46, where Jojo was first on here, kind of gave us his whole backstory. Yeah, the production team came prepared today. He gave us, the whole story, and it was a really, really good episode. It was one of our longer ones, but I think it did JoJo's story justice. And for someone that I've known my whole college career and up to now, and one of my closest friends, it was honest and a really good episode. So if you haven't listened to episode 46, please go do so before you come back to this one. But we have JoJo here tonight, taking a new step in his basketball career. So, Joe, appreciate you being here with us again. I know it's late for you, so it means a lot for us.
No, I appreciate y'all, man.
Jared, you good over there?
Yeah, I'm good.
No,
I just
okay,
want, I think for we're
Yeah,
all
Jared.
very West Coast based people out here. Joe, can you explain to us where McNeese State is?
We are in Lake Charles, Louisiana. It's about two and a half hours. 2 hours, depending on how you drive. Two and a half hours from
So
Houston.
an hour and a half for me.
Yeah. And then I want to say it's probably an hour and a half from like New Orleans. I'm not too sure, but yeah, it's it's ducked off. It's good. I like it better than Stillwater as far as just like food places and things like that, but not
Yeah, that's
bad.
critical.
So we're already look. Those of you who are jumping right into it, Jared. I don't know. That wasn't very good interviewing skills by him, but like
That
I said,
wasn't.
if no one knows who JoJo is, they don't know why you're asking about McNeese. Joe,
Yeah,
go
he's
ahead
got
and
a
tell.
McNeese State shirt on.
Well,
Okay, so
Jared, the
that can mean
podcast
anything.
isn't just limited.
Yeah. Like people might not be hip. So Joe, go
And-
ahead. The last time, like if they came straight from episode 46, we were still talking about, what's the next step for you. And we don't know where you've been the last couple of years. So go ahead.
Okay.
Let us know what this next step has been like, and we'll take it from there.
Yeah. So are we going from like my last comment? Because I think my last comment has something to do with Hinge. Are we going like
No,
career?
see,
Going
no,
straight to
yeah, because
career.
I think we did talk about some top golf or something.
No, so now I've gotten into the coaching stages in my career, which I've really enjoyed. And last year I had the pleasure of working under Coach Mike Boynton at Oklahoma State. And so this year I'm with Will Wade at McNeese State, and yeah, so going into year two, kind of feeling a little more comfortable at being on the coaching side, and um, yeah, no, it's been a good transition. I enjoy it.
So JoJo, again, I mean, we're getting back to the roots of the walk on pod here, being very humble. He
Good.
I had the pleasure of watching what was it called? Bedlam, the Bedlam game last year, Oklahoma State and Oklahoma. And even just at the game, you could see the way that these players were gravitating to Joe as a coach. Like they were not only listening to him, they were giving him the correct respect as a coach, which we all watch college sports. It doesn't happen that you get people looking in each other's eyes. You don't get people nodding, acknowledging things that are being said. During a high intensity rivalry game, this was going on when JoJo had something to say to a player. And the third thing that I really noticed was he cared. Like they lost on a buzzer beater. And we went to dab each other up after. He was pissed. Like he was pissed. Like he got the buzzer beater hit right in his face. So like that's how I know that one, JoJo's not only going to be super successful in this business, but two, he's doing the right thing because it's not something that I feel like you're just stepping into coaching because, like you don't know what your plan was. I think it's something that you're genuinely good at, and you're going to make a difference in a lot of these kids' lives. So I know I've told you this personally, but it's really exciting to see you take this step, and I personally think it's the right step for sure.
Appreciate you.
So now back to Stillwater, like you said, Oklahoma State, Big 12 school. It's right on the border of high major, mid major. It's in a Power Five. Well, I mean, who knows what the conference realignment is now, but it's a high major conference. Coming from where you were as a player to being a coach in that system, what were some things that you took from your experiences as a player to help these younger guys going through it as college athletes now?
Uh, just being able to help them kind of navigate, you know, the structure of their days and try to, help them plan that stuff out and kind of understand them from a mental aspect of, I'm only a few years away from, being in that grind and, what I'm saying? We knew what it takes to, do the daily stuff they have to do and still have to maintain, a certain GPA, still have to get extra workouts in on top of practice, on top of weights, on top of study hall, classes and things like that. So just being able to connect with them from that level, like you said, like those guys, I'm in that grind with them, especially being on the beginning side or the beginning stages of coaching. I do a lot of work with those guys and spend a lot of time with them. So I have a really good relationship with usually all our players for the most part. So, I mean, like even right now at McNeese, like I lift with like the third group of guards, and I'm in the lifting group with them. So, I always try to find ways like that to connect, but it's also like really natural for me. The dudes that come by the crib and play the video game, and yeah, I don't know. It's just it's a natural thing to connect with those guys, and I think I'm getting there. I'm getting close to 30. I'm a few years out, but I'm still right there where they still feel real comfortable enough to talk to me about anything, and it works. I try to take that and use all my youthfulness that I have left to its full advantage, especially early on. So.
Definitely.
Nice. Hey, Joe, I have a question since we're kind of talking about you getting integrated with the guys. And I think this is something we've talked about a lot. Actually, I've been talking about a lot lately. And I'm curious from your point of view, what's your message to the guys that maybe are at the bottom of the depth chart or the guys that are like struggling? Because like obviously when you're young as a coach, you're going to be working with some of the like they want you to instill your work ethic and so for whatever reason those guys aren't in the rotation. Like what's your message to those guys? Because all of us have been there. So
Uh,
what's the key of your message for them?
and stay present. Prime example last year, we had a freshman, and freshmen, in the Power Five level, they don't always get to play, but this kid was talented, Jamiron Keller, and he got hurt going into the season, and so he missed the first few games, and then, um, you know, even before, I think it was, it's reasonable to say he wasn't projected to be, a starter or a guy that's going to play 20, 25 minutes or whatever, and so he missed the first few games. We just keep working, just trying to keep his mental aspect too
Right.
also clear. I think that's a part of the game that I'm having to learn more and be more knowledgeable of is the mental health aspect and just being able to kind of help nurture, that side of things as well as the stuff on court. But his first game back, he scores like 20 or 18, something crazy as a freshman. And I think the second game he had another 12 ball, and then our starter comes back, and then he sits on the bench. And I mean, the dude was a senior, averaged about 16 points. So it's a respectable thing. Coach got to
Yeah.
go with the guys he trusts, and as we're getting into the heavier part of the season, so he gets some success and then gets taken right away. And just being able to tell him to, like, you know, staying present and just, trust your work. And, for me, I'm big on faith. I don't think God makes any mistakes. And so, finding joy within the journey and the processes of everything, I thought was the most important thing kids and, all of us, can take, because, your destination is constantly changing, right? Like, all right, I want to be assistant coach. All right, what are you gonna be? I'm that, and then what? It's gonna be it's got to be the stuff leading up to it that's, that makes it more enjoyable. And so that was one thing I harped on with him. And you know by the time we was in Big 12 play, he was starting games and playing and having some big games. And yeah, I don't know, I mean, just helping him through that, only in my first year was like, that kind of gave me the message to be more present, because you just never know how things, will shake up. And um, even when it's not your turn, you gotta be happy for others and be the right type of person. So, yeah, if I could tell anybody, any kid to keep their head down and work and try to find some joy in it, and everything will be what it needs to be. Because that's just how I feel.
Yeah, that's Jared's funny. Said that's something that he deals with, but it's true. I feel like uh it's not always an easy message to kind of to put out, that like you might be doing the right things, but it you might not see that result. Like the fruits of your labor might not come till later, and that's fine. Like that, you got to be okay with that. And like you said, be present and tackle each thing, like you said,
Uh,
one
I
step at a time.
I also think the hardest thing about that, this is what made me think about, is that again, all of us have been through it. You have to go through, I feel like you have to go through it to really appreciate it and have the perspective that Joe's talking about, because I can tell you about it over and over again, and
Hmm.
even though you might listen and you might hear me, it may not sink in until you really go through it. I think that's what happens to a lot of those guys, like freshmen. Like a coach is telling them to stay present, like they gotta get through that fire, right? And like
Gotta
get to
live
the
it.
other side. Yeah, like there's no way that my words are never gonna be equal to experiencing that. Like you said, I just dropped 20. I'm 18 years old. I'm playing in Oklahoma State. I'm nice. And then I have to sit. And it's probably gonna, I don't know the kid. It's probably gonna make him a better player.
Yeah,
If he's really meant to like become like a great player, like it definitely made him a better player.
yeah. I think
Oh,
these kids, or we talk about kids, but just people in general. It's, where do you get your validation from? You know, is it, and like, what makes you you? Because if you, as a person, like, and I had this problem as a basketball player, is however I played that night was who I thought, you know, was Jojo Anderson. You know what I'm saying? Not thinking about all the other stuff I bring to the table or what kind of person I am. Like, who do you look for validation, and how much do you put, how much of the performance you have do you put on yourself, and does it take on as a label for yourself? And so, those kids, they got to have a healthy balance of that, because you got to be competitive. It's college sports, or whatever you're playing. So, but at the same time, you don't want to overdo it, and you know, and it becomes like a negative effect, in my opinion. So,
yeah. I think the other thing too is this is my last point on this, is that having people like you is so critical for programs, because I just think, like, not throwing shade at anybody, but being a head coach at a major program is like there's so many other things that go into it outside of just the actual being at practice for 2 hours. That it's
hmm,
just like hard for them to like, not baby's not the right word, but for them to nurture what you're talking about. So I
yeah,
think, like, I mean, another good example, just like someone like John Shire, right? Like he's now the head coach, but like he started out at the bottom and like coached, has been coaching for Krzyzewski for a long time. And I think that's probably why he's going to have some success and had success in his first year, just because he was that guy, and then he played that role that you're kind of playing now. So
Yeah.
I think it's super critical for programs to have guys like you.
No, no doubt. We need it. I think just being around it, seeing the difference of staff from Oklahoma State and McNeese, like just seeing the balance of our staff, it's a little different. Our dynamic at McNeese is a little bit different, but um, and that's not shade to our last staff. I liked everybody I worked with, but um, you know, having balance on the staff is key, and everybody can't do the same thing. You can't be known for the same thing, and so
Yeah.
I do like how it's structured, and how we manufacture things at McNeese in that way for sure.
Yeah.
You gotta have a coach on staff that can relate to players on multiple levels. And
Yeah,
and it sounds like you're really thriving in your young coaching career, Jojo, in that area, which is great. Like in all the schools I've been to, like only been to, but my last stop in here, like having a younger guy who you can just talk to on about everything, like it's important, it's special. Like it creates a bond that you can't really make with maybe an older coach or someone who's just different in that aspect.
no, 100%.
Well, I think part of it too, like, and I know we've hammered this in on here multiple times. I don't imagine you putting a player through a workout that you wouldn't go do yourself. Like, obviously, if you're working out some like back to the basket big, like, okay, like maybe not the same skill set, but these are all steps that you took as a student athlete, right? You're talking about you are in there lifting with the group. You were always like, you were the person that I could count on to go get shots up in my freshman year. Like, if it was early in the morning, I knew you were going to be in there. I could get shots up with
Yeah,
JoJo. Like, little things like that. Like, you're not going to drag someone into the gym in a position that you wouldn't have done already yourself or you didn't do during your playing days, right? So it's like,
yeah,
I think that's what makes it so easy for players to latch onto you. Like, yes, obviously the age thing and like you're hip to like what's going on in college culture and like you're not far removed from that at all. But I think it's just like in a hooper's mindset, like it's easy to latch onto another hooper, right? Rather than a pencil pusher for lack of a better term. You know what I mean? So I think
yeah.
that's where you're gonna like you've been super successful and like obviously we talked about it last episode and you and I talk about it all the time. That's where you and I got along so well was because I could rely on you to be that person for me when I was young. So I think that's really the most successful part. And it's funny, Jared and I are having this struggle right now. I mean, I don't say Jared and I, but like
Mostly Jared.
talking. I mean, you can tell me if I'm wrong, Jared, about people working out with people when they necessarily don't want to, right? Having
Yeah.
someone on staff that you're very comfortable with, hey, I need to get in the gym and work on this, or hey, I want to get in the gym working this. And I know JoJo, he's not going to say no unless it's like a dire emergency that he can't get in the gym. And that means so much because, there's no excuse now to not get that extra work in.
No, if they call me on the weekend right now, hey, I don't know.
I'm
If I
off the
get that,
clock.
Figure it out. Figure it
if I
out,
get
man.
if I get that Sunday call, I call one of the managers to set the gun up and leave it at that. I don't. Sunday
Yeah.
is a
That's
non-approachable day right now.
didn't 2K just come out too? 2K just came out
It's
or
coming. It's coming out right now. I've been on the college football. You know what I'm
yes.
saying? I've been road to glory. I was telling my dad this the other day. I was doing road to glory, and you can start it off at like it's like
The different
four
levels,
different
yeah.
levels. I'm like, why would I want anything? I'm paying for this. Give me the elite. I did the other stuff. I did the get it out the mud stages. I don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
that.
I
That's
went straight to Ohio State.
yeah.
That's actually
Come on
funny
now.
because I
But
definitely I
no,
definitely built a 2-star quarterback and like
Jo-
redshirted at like some low major school. Like I did that whole thing, and it's funny. You're
Joe,
like, we did
Joe,
that.
I have a funny story for you about this. So we're hanging out. It was like a week or two ago, and this guy Luke was playing NCAA football, and he was playing online, and he was trying to work with the team that he has for Dynasty, and this guy picked Ohio State. That's why I brought up Ohio State, and this guy was just
He was
like
cheesing,
he was
cheesing, just throwing straight
And
streaks
move.
to his 99, bro. Like Play the game
Yeah.
for real, man.
Yeah, so I could appreciate that grind.
No, that's funny.
Yeah. So on that note, as we shift gears, Jojo, I'm curious, what would you say based on everything we've been talking about, just kind of piggybacking? What is the main thing that you're trying to bring to McNeese? That's obviously your new home, new staff. They had a lot of success last year. This is your first year with them. Obviously, everybody knows Will Wade has had a ton of success in multiple spots, and clearly it was apparent what he does last year. But what is your main focus or what you're trying to bring to the staff and to the team this year?
Um, Definitely a huge emphasis on player development. Um, getting in, you know, getting in the gym with those dudes every day, besides that Sunday. Um, yeah,
Everybody needs one day.
Yeah, that's fine.
yeah, no, that
Yeah,
that's
everybody needs one day, man. Don't feel bad about that.
if anything, that is a mental health day. That's a reset day. But yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely big on player development.
Skyler wants to go left, right on his jump shot. I'm tired of telling him for 6 days straight.
uh huge, and then this is like we've talked about, like natural for me, but like relationships. So just being able to I mean, even for our staff, like, sometimes we work with each other all day, every day. And so just kind of knowing when someone, you can tell if someone's going through something, or you can tell when, someone might got something on their mind, players included or coaches included. So just being able to pick up on people's tendencies and, um, you know, I don't know. I've always been the one that's kind of, even on my like darkest days, I'll find a way to make somebody laugh, or I'll find a way to help somebody, get through. So, um, yeah, so probably, player development, relationships, and then, I think the third aspect is really learning as much as possible from Coach Wade and, the other guys, the other assistants. And it's a couple of things I've been wanting to learn, and I mean, I'm learning quickly. Is just the recruiting side, the business side, and then obviously the X's and O's. Coach Wade he's the real deal. So it's been good.
I was, oh,
He's
I
a
was,
funny guy.
no, it's funny. So I was on the phone with Joe about a week ago, and we were talking about, just like what's going on right now and how everything was going. And I had to tell him, I keep seeing, so like if you get on like NCAA basketball Twitter, and there's
Yeah.
like the sickos that pick apart like drills and practices and X's and O's and all this. You'll see McNeese on there, and then you'll see JoJo in there running a drill, and you're like,
Yeah.
there we go, there's our guy, there's our guy. But it's funny because like you're saying, like Will Wade is heavily like people hold him to a high regard in terms of his basketball knowledge, and especially in the college basketball scene. And so I think there's not much better place to want to try to learn and grow than on his staff.
Yeah,
And I think, and I'm saying this, that, now that things are different with NIL, like there was never, it's crazy. It's to look at it because the only reason that Will Wade had to go away is because like all of this, like he was ahead of his time. That's what I would
hmm
say. Right.
yeah,
But it's like, people forget how good of a coach he actually is. Like, it's like people got caught up in some nonsense that happened at LSU or whatever. Like, you can speculate about that all you want. I'm not going to speak on that because I don't have the information. But my point is that he got like a black eye over something that now it's like, it's like common practice, right? And it's
yeah,
like people just pinned him that way where it's like, bro, no, he's really good at coaching. Like he's
yeah,
taking programs that are not basketball programs. Like LSU was not a basketball program, and getting McDonald's All Americans, getting top 20 guys, getting like and winning games, like
yeah,
putting guys in the league, things like that. So like, yeah, I'm sure that part is super, super dope. But I am curious now that you're kind of in it, because this is a constant thing that I think about as I've had different things presented to me. What is Jojo? This is a general question. You can take it wherever you want. What is your general consensus opinion on how player development is viewed in the college coaching ranks?
I still think it hasn't totally. It's it. mm, It's becoming more. People are becoming more knowledgeable of it, and people are starting to be to see a need for it, but it's not totally there yet.
Yeah.
And the one thing about it is coach lets me do that. And um
It's huge.
not that he's not knowledgeable of it, but he knows who he is and he knows, like that's the whole reason why I bring in someone
Yep.
like myself, you know what I'm saying? And he knows that like coach is like big with like our players love him because like he's kind of like he's a players coach. Like he wants to know kind of what his players think and what kind of things they like and the players they want those workouts. They want that individual time and focused with their game and he listened to them and that's what you know that's how I kind of got involved and get into the situation. And but there's some coaches out there that's like some of these kids that come from programs and good programs where you know the first couple of weeks when we got there in the summertime, they're like, man, like the structure today is tough because like they didn't work out like that. Like they didn't like my cousin when is at Arkansas. They didn't have no one to like real player development last year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
It's
saying? Like
no,
that's
it's mind blowing when you see people that are so talented and get to that level, and you're like, wait, you don't know how to do this, or you don't know how to do this. Like, this is nuts.
yeah, but I mean but in a sense though, we can't even put that stuff on these kids because
Right? No,
there
no, I
should
put it
be
on the adults.
It's
yeah.
not
So
even
it's
an
like
emphasis in most
Yeah.
programs, bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
and so I think it'll be something that continues to kind of you know to rise a little bit, but I think it ain't just totally hit the fan and
Yeah.
got things jumping. But you are starting to see more dudes in the past year or so with the player development title.
Yeah.
And supposedly it seems like it pays good too. So yeah,
Yeah.
we'll see. But
Yeah.
no,
Yeah. Shout out my man Joey Burton, man. Joey Burton, he's a trainer who's been preaching on Twitter for probably 5 years that college programs should invest in a player development coach or at least a shooting coach nonetheless. And people still aren't doing it. But I'm happy to see that you're getting that value because that's I mean we all know like dudes that are real hoopers love to work out and they want
yeah,
someone that's going to teach them new stuff or teach like everyone wants to learn new stuff. I haven't met many guys that are any good or any worth anything that don't want to learn new stuff or be challenged or stuff like that like at all levels at all positions. That's why I think that's like the disconnect and that's cool that you're telling us that like that coach is definitely cognizant of that because that's where I think like the disconnect is like these older guys like coaches and stuff like they just don't see that like because they didn't have that growing up so like they don't view the game that way but it's like it's
yeah,
different now like pretty much every high level recruit has some kind of trainer. It's just
yeah,
like that is the business. Pretty much every guy in the NBA has some kind of trainer.
yeah.
And it's
No,
like guys want that.
yeah. I think the the negative side of it is that these kids don't hoop enough because of that. You
Mm-hmm.
know, um,
True. Double-edged sword.
yeah. No, these kids they don't hoop enough, and so trying to have some balance with that and integrate. You know, if I got a couple of guys that don't work out, I might try to end it with ones or twos, depending on what the number of guys we have for that workout, or even I might guard for some possessions, to
There we
give
go.
them
I
There
was
we
gonna
go.
ask.
Yeah, I
better.
like
You know
There
what I'm
that.
we
saying?
go.
Yeah. But no, they trying to structure their workouts and and manufacture a schedule for them, and making sure they're not working on the exact same thing every day. Trying to keep their mind fresh with some of the stuff. I think it's an art. And I really didn't, I wasn't really knowledgeable of it, until a few years ago, and started really studying and asking people questions about it. But I mean, Luke can tell you, we didn't have no player development. Like, no diss to my boy DC,
Or
Darius,
gee,
but
neither of them.
like we didn't. I didn't like. I worked out because I worked on my game. Like Luke when it got shots because he worked on his game. But like we didn't have someone. Now when I got to Nevada, that's the first time I was like, okay. But that was the biggest school I ever played at. Albany and NAU, we just didn't have that stuff. So, and it was like, yeah, I don't know. So these smaller schools, they still are behind because they can't afford to have, you know, all of that staff help, staff support. And so unless they get someone that just finished playing or someone that is knowledgeable of it, you just got a bunch of assistants that are, they
X
might
and those guys.
Yeah.
X's and O's, or they might put you through team workouts, or they might, which is tough, I
Workouts.
don't, yeah, like it's like, come on, coach, like it's four of us
The-
in here for 30 minutes, like, you know, the drive and kick.
Yeah, the
Yep,
drive and
positional
kick, man.
workout.
Which is like it's cool, but it's like it's just sometimes it's like, okay, if I'm in here with a four man and a guard that doesn't play anything like me, it's never like the kids do need, sometimes one-on-one time. So
And just so you know, Coach Joe's still lacing up. It sounds like I was
Yeah,
gonna get to that question. I needed to know.
that's what I was gonna ask. Are you
yeah,
are you gonna are you gonna be jumping on the scout team at all?
I hope so.
hey, I play it like this. Whatever Coach Wade needs, you know what I'm saying? I try to make it happen. So
Yeah, I don't want anyone thinking it's sweet, man. Joe,
I don't know.
there's a
I
lot
just
of games still.
yeah, no, there's they know that. We actually we have some days this summer where I had to go get 3 or 4 buckets in a row, or like if like we've had because the summer's long, especially when you got a foreign tour thing. So it's like,
Yeah.
all right,
Yeah.
how do I
Those are real days too. Those aren't just
like
summer
what's
days then.
Yeah.
what's something I can get them kind of going? I'll start talking trash and trying to get the shit popping, and
I like
all of a
it.
sudden it's like, oh no, we can't
This
let
sounds
this
like a
happen.
good day. I like this.
Yeah, so
I
You're
want to be
not
there. I
wrong,
want to
man.
be there for those days.
The foreign tour summer is different. You get what, like you can have like 30 days of real practice or something.
tell me it's hectic.
Well, I
Like
I did it. I had the foreign tour. I had a summer where we were doing full days. It was horrible.
Yeah.
yeah, no, the
Yeah.
summer the
It's
summer when you got the
it's
foreign
literally a
tour.
trick, man. It's like it's a scam. That's what it is. It's a
Bro, we
scam.
were we were
Hey,
doing
like, hey, we're taking
December.
you to this cool country you've never been to
Oh,
before, but hey,
But
you got to
here's
practice
3
4 hours a
days.
day.
we were doing November practices in June, bro.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
yeah,
Yeah, it
it's
was,
literally a scam, dog. That's all it is.
yeah, no,
Where'd you
but I
Trips
guys
are
think
where'd you guys go again, Jojo?
we went to El Salvador.
Was
We
that
played
fun?
the national team. We played a pro team. I can't remember who else, but it was cool. I went surfing. I did the hike. You know, not too many. The black community. We don't really be doing big things in the hiking in the
Guy was on an
hiking world.
ATV feeling
Yeah,
uncomfortable.
that was the first
Yeah,
thing Joe told me about the foreign trip. He said,
yeah.
"Man, this
So
hike." He said, "Coach, I don't know if this is a good idea."
yeah. So I did the hike. What I'm saying, I don't know if I'll do it again. It's all I guess it's all about the views and and stuff like that. But yeah, it was cool. I was, you know, like I said, I don't know if I would do it again, but the
Yeah.
view was beautiful. It was good.
There we go. There we go.
All that matters.
Joe, I have this is like a totally I'm pivoting a little bit. Obviously, you've been in 2 programs. You've played in a couple different programs. I think I asked you this question last time, but as a player, probably more than I did a coach. What is the one thing that you see like day in day out, or that you envision or feel is the number one contributor to like having a successful program? And this could be your own opinion. This doesn't have to do with anything with
Mm,
where you've been or your stops or anything like that. But now that you're seeing it from a different angle, what is the number one thing you think is contributes to a successful program?
I think I think mindset. Um, yeah, like kind of having a mindset of like you have to like you want to be a champion, right? So you got to be the champion before you become the champion, and or you got to be the man before you become the man in that sense, and meaning you got to do champion stuff. You got to do the extra stuff like you gotta be in the weight room going hard. You gotta be getting the extra shots. You gotta feel like you gotta walk around like you are this thing before you even become it because it's just something that I feel like I don't know, like I think energy is contagious. And so when you have that work ethic with confidence and swagger and all those things combined, it's I don't know if I'm making sense, but you
No,
definitely
it makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
I
you
agree.
have to you got to do the stuff before you even get there. But
Yeah.
mindset is, it's real. And this year will be my first year besides Nevada, where okay, everyone thinks we're supposed to win the Southland. That's what everyone's mindset is. We got Power Five kids in a McNeese jersey, a few of them at that, and we got good returners. Um, but it's a lot of work. Like I think it's harder than what people might think because okay, you got this talented kid that averaged 16, you got this kid that averaged 11, 12 in the ACC. You got this, what I'm saying? You got all these dudes. We got to mold that into one
how are you gonna
unit.
make it work?
You know what I'm saying? Like, everyone's got to stay healthy. Everyone has to stay eligible. Um,
Yeah.
rules can't be broken. Like, there's all these little things. So,
That can derail it.
yeah, so I think when you're at that pedestal, all it takes is one thing,
Yeah.
that can pull you down. So it's more stress to it. Because last year at Oklahoma State, we weren't we weren't good. Nobody was looking at us like, you know, nobody was looking at us like that. So when you won a game, it was all good. When you lost, you just lost. But um it's a lot of expectation this year. And I think for me, I struggle with it sometimes because they were a 30-4 team without me. So it's important that every time I come to work, my energy is correct because they did it. They don't need me. They're allowing me to be a part. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I also, you know, that's how I thought as an athlete. But like I don't want to come and things drop off. So
Yeah.
it's kind of been my motivation to be what they were and multiply that. And we talk about multiplying effort. So we multiply effort as a staff and we do it as a team. And so there's definitely like a fire under everybody. Um, but yeah.
Yeah. Secondary, quiz is my last question. What do you, on that same note, to piggyback that, what do you think is the main thing that holds players back from having that mindset?
Mm, I think getting too comfortable, that comfortability, entitlement. Uh, I mean, we've had to check a few kids, to kind of, I don't know, like everybody's replaceable in a sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, um, yeah, I don't know. Every day, you can't ever really get too comfortable because whether it might work at this level, when you get to the next spot in the G League or you get to the spot in the NBA, it's not gonna work. You know what I'm saying? So your habits are gonna be your habits, and so it's important for us then to kind of embark on their mindset and help them with that stuff. You know, and that's why I said like before you even become a pro, you got to be a pro right now.
Yeah.
I like that a
But
lot.
no,
Really.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
but no, you can't. Accountability that'll
I get
that'll
you.
get that'll get you. Yeah.
I think that is a perfect segue into the starting five. I don't know. I don't know if
For some people, yeah.
I don't know if that
You know,
means
I know what I'm doing.
if if JoJo was ready to tee that up or whatnot. But this is a JoJo Anderson chosen starting five today. We have starting five daily must dos, or as Jared likes to call it, daily vitamins. Your starting five daily vitamins. Now Joe, I don't think we had the same rules that we back at the first episode that we do now. So we do full draft format now, right? You
Okay.
can pick any position, so you can pick point guard through center, whatever, or you don't have to go point guard through center. You can pick and choose which one, but it's one pick at a time. We'll serpentine draft it and then come back around each time for each pick. So we let the guest pick the order of the draft. So you can go ahead and pick the order of this draft, and then we'll get it going.
Order as in who gets to go.
Yeah.
Ah, all right. We're gonna go. I'm gonna let Tommy go first. I'm gonna go second.
Okay.
We're gonna go Jared at third. We're gonna go Luke at fourth.
Got it. Got it. I like it.
All right, man. Daily must do's. With the number one overall pick, this is the star player. So we're going to be selecting the small forward here. I have to start my day with this. It's just like, I can't not. I feel gross if I don't. I've got the shower here. Got the shower
In
at
the
the
shower.
is
Mm.
the number one daily must do for me. Need the morning shower. Yeah, it gets you going, wakes you up. It's a good way to start the day off. Maybe I'll do a cold shower. Who knows? Maybe not. Kind of see how I'm feeling in the morning. But need that shower. Need that shower.
Okay.
Like,
One forward, shower off the board.
Get it off the board.
Yeah, get it off the board.
Is it,
Joe, you were
is,
second pick, right?
is it crazy to say I don't know if I should unless I sweat in my sleep, I won't shower in the morning.
yeah, I don't
I don't.
either.
No, I don't think it's
I
that
don't either.
crazy.
I'm not a
I don't
morning
think it's that
shower
crazy.
either,
Yeah, I'm
unless
not.
unless I
Oh,
need to. But
For
nah,
me,
even
like I
then.
said, for me, it just kind of like it just kind of wakes me up. Like
yo, Joe, actually, all four of you guys, you know who's a big morning shower person?
Owen,
No,
Nick
Nick
Main.
Maines.
Nick
Nick Maines.
man.
Nick
Nick
Maines.
Main.
I'd be
Yeah, that's
Nick, bro.
because he can't.
Nick, we got weights in 10 minutes. It's 5:45. Nick, we got wait. I got to shower, bro. What? No, you don't. We gotta go.
Yeah, I mean, like
Shout out Nick
if it's
Main.
like that type of situation, I won't. I usually won't. But like,
I don't think, bro. I lived with Nick for 4 years. I don't think he missed a morning shower before our workouts. Which
rest.
and he was. I don't. I remember one day that he was late, and that wasn't his fault. It wasn't because of the shower. That was because of some other school stuff. So he was never late because of the shower, but he got it in every day.
Yeah, that's consistency.
Shout
Shout
out
out Nick
Nick
Maines, man.
Main.
All right, Joe, what you got? Second pick.
Second pick. Uh, Point guard. It's just a workout, especially now. It's kind of workout.
That's nice.
Like I
Type
don't
of
think
workout. What type of workout?
Ooh,
now I like I write like a weekly goal down, and so like usually it's 4 lifts and 4 miles. So somehow in a week you got to get 4 miles ran, and you got to get 4 lifts in. Now it's easy for me because I live with the team right now, but um, a lift is you know and some type of cardio is my run. But I don't know. I just don't feel right like like all that stuff going on, pouring into kids and ripping and running on campus and stuff like that. Like it's just like a workout does help me feel centered. So
I like it.
Nice. I think everybody will be fine with this. Luke might throw a flag, but that's just his personality. So I'm prepared for it. At my point guard, this is what sets the stage for every single one of my days. Plus, again, Luke will. By the time Luke sees me, he might disagree with this. So, because he sees me every day, I wake up and I be thankful for what I have. That's my point
That's your
guard.
point guard. No, I like
Yeah,
that. I
I
like
Really
that.
gotta be
must do for
thankful when I
sure.
wake up. My eyes opened up
gratitude.
and thankful.
No,
Yeah.
no flag thrown on that at all.
Yeah. It's a little more
But
abstract than
no, it's fine though. I mean, this you can take this list whatever way you
Yeah.
want. I'm gonna go ahead and take a point guard off the board as well. This is something that I start my day with, and it's a very simple action, but I think it's climbing a small mountain to start the day. It's winning. It's having a small W to start the day. I think you got to make the bed. You got to make the bed at the point guard.
Yo,
It's
Jojo,
Good one.
Jojo.
Sound like a coach, bro.
Let me tell you this, Jojo. I have to tell you a story real quick. Because Luke is resident old head in the KI and KI
jeez.
fam now. Last summer, when he was finally done with college, he would come to some workouts with some of the college guys or the younger, older high school guys trying to be aspiring college players. And they would do some nonsense or they would forget what we were doing or they would do something just flat out stupid because they do that. And Luke's favorite comment was, he must not have made his bed this morning.
You didn't make your bed this morning, man.
Bro, you really
That
like that. You sound so much
that's a
like a coach
old
right
that's
there.
an old head status right
Yeah,
there.
Look, man.
he got called an
Praise-
old head last year because of that
No,
statement.
this year too, because I told them they were all trying to dunk, and I said, "Why are you guys worrying about dunking when you can't make a jumper?" And they were like, "Oh man, old head." Oh, I said, like,
Yeah,
I
why
don't
you
get how
hating?
that.
Why you
I
hating?
don't
Why
get
you
why that's an old
hating?
head comment. I'll put them in the rim if I have to.
My boys is young and turned.
No, that's crazy. But yeah, that's and look. There's the common theme through my list is living right, right, and that's my favorite living right thing is you didn't make your bed this morning. So point guard got
I
to
don't
make the
make my
bed.
bed every morning, so
Oh, see, you don't get
Point,
that's a small
point,
win.
point guard. I hope you don't run the offense through the point guard then.
It's just
'cause-
setting the stage, though. It's setting the stage. Okay. Now we're gonna turn back around. I'm gonna take my power forward here, and it's funny. JoJo actually said this on the pod, and I'm really glad he did. That I had this down, and he said no matter what type of day it was for him, he was always gonna go out his way to make someone smile. And so, make someone smile is my power forward, and I
Good
think
one.
that
Ooh.
I think that's something that in JoJo's not just speaking about that like I'm a living testament that no matter what was going on in his day, he would always go out his way to make sure either Nick or I or one of our teammates was doing well and made sure things were going right. And so I do think that's a really important thing. And like I joke around with Jared all the time, and Tommy was in there this summer, and like obviously we call each other assholes and stuff and blah blah blah. But no one goes into a KI workout, no one goes into Sport Courts Fitness and leaves without having a smile on their face at one point or another during the workout. Like there's gonna be some high point that you have to laugh or you have to put a smile on. So I think that's a huge component of things.
they may not leave happy. They might not get there happy,
They're
but
gonna get a
at
laugh
some
in,
point,
though.
yeah, at some point in the workout, the characters that we have run around the gym.
Yeah, exactly. So power forward
Um,
point guard off the board for me. Back to Jared.
This is like, man, we're getting really existential right now. It's kind of
They
like
are.
this is
It's a good
I don't
list.
want. I know. I don't want to like. I don't want to just keep banging the same drum. But
Hands-
at my shooting guard, this is a dynamic backcourt, and this is something that I really committed to. Once 2024 hit, we talked about resolutions. I actually talked about this in our resolutions episode, and I know it sometimes is corny, but at my shooting guard, positive affirmation every day. I wake up, I get to do something that most people don't get to do, and I'm going to be the best at it in the entire world.
Like
That's how I look at it.
It's quite the backcourt you got going on.
Yeah.
That is a good backcourt. No, I'm
Over to
with that.
James. Oh, over to JoJo, right? Yeah.
JoJo,
over to
JoJo
JoJo.
first.
Joseph.
All right. Shooting guard spot, high volume, I mean, gotta take the shots. Gotta take shots. I gotta get some type of video game time in daily. It's a must. Like it's whether I'm telling you, I'll sneak over there during my what's good lunch break after I finish my workouts. I'll go get a quick Roll the Glory game in. I need to throw 6 TDs. You know what I'm saying? Like I just need that for my feel
It's
good.
so funny.
Are you strictly a sports game guy?
Nah,
He's a multi-genre guy, man.
I
Hey,
I'll go cap somebody on that GTA or
okay.
I ain't touched Fortnite in a little minute, but
I was gonna
He
say,
said
bro,
cap somebody.
I saw your story of you playing tennis the other day. I'm like, there's a new tennis game out. It's a lot of fun.
you see, I ain't touched the tennis yet, but
A lot of
I'll
fun, bro.
be I'll be on the tennis court sometime, let people know. But yeah, no, I it is it has to happen. Like so I usually try to take some time throughout the day to
Like it.
get one game in at least.
That's yeah. That's true to Joe. That's true to the Joe that I know for sure.
Yeah.
Tom, back to you.
All right. My second pick here. Uh, daily for me. This is something that I started doing specifically this summer, and I feel like it's been really good for me just to like relax and like Jared said, like get positive affirmation and like have the right thoughts. I meditate every day now.
Okay.
Take like 10 to 15 minutes, maybe throw the headphones in, maybe just play it on my phone or turn on like music or turn on the like calming sounds on TV, and I just clear the mind. Just sit there and work on my breath and just let whatever comes to me. But it's really good to just clear the thoughts. It's been kind of like almost life changing for me. I love it. It's very important to me right now.
No, it's big.
And then we'll go shooting guard here, solidify the backcourt. I got to touch a basketball at some point during the day, whether that's in the house, dribbling the ball, sitting in my bed, doing form shots, getting in the gym, shooting, like whatever it is. Like I touch basketball every day. I have to.
What Tom is
Look
giving the Hoosier vibes.
Come on,
Gotta have a rock in his hand.
got to. At
Jimmy
some
Chitwood.
point, could be 10 minutes, bro. It could be 2 hours. Like it doesn't matter.
Feel that.
Back to Joe.
Center. I'm going to the center, the anchor of the team. I definitely call my dad every day. Yeah, and I might call him. Usually I'll call my dad 2 to 3 times a day. It's yeah. And that's how it was like when we play, like when I was playing, I didn't go to the court until I heard his voice and then yeah. But now I just annoy him about work stuff. But yeah, I call him all the time.
I like it. I like it.
It's back to me, yeah.
It is back to you.
All right, I'm kind of not doing this on purpose, but I am going to go small forward. Just the way my team's shaping up, it's the draft lineups. Things have just been falling my way, so I haven't had to do any adjusting. This is something that I do. I do every day. Obviously, there's certain days that I'm not in town, but it's a super dynamic thing. It could be one thing one day, something else a different day, something completely opposite of those two things on the third day, or it could be the same thing every day. So I need someone that's just a utility player, and so that's why it's at my small forward, and that's make my daughter's breakfast.
I like that.
We might have waffles for 6 days straight. We might have sprinkles until we run out of, or we might have oatmeal until we run out all the sprinkles in the house. Then we might have mini pancakes. It just changes every day. Sometimes I make them breakfast burritos.
What's the number one option over there? What's
Oh
the
my
number one
gosh. Pancakes, Amanda's pancakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those don't usually
Chef
last more
Jay.
than one morning. But Costco's got these mini pancakes that I guess are pretty good. They're a hit. And then we got multi-grain waffles. eggs, yogurt, any kind of fruit. But yeah, if we got the organic sprinkles, Amanda has to order those. So when those are in the shelf, they know.
It's
They
over with.
freaking know. So it's oatmeal. Because the only reason they like oatmeal is because there's sprinkles in it. And they get to put their own sprinkles in it. That's the other thing. We give them, the autonomy to put their own sprinkles in their oatmeal. So sometimes the sprinkles only last like a day and a half because they just like go crazy. But
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Okay, and a mix.
Make the doubters breakfast at small forward. All right, I'm gonna go. You guys might throw the flag here, and that's okay. But I wanted this list or this pick is more of it's a super general pick, but I didn't want it to be specific to just me. So at my shooting guard, again, like Joe said, it's a volume score here. I just have work on your craft, whatever your craft may be. Like for us,
Mm.
it might be basketball or it might be coaching or whatever it is. For someone, it might be making a call to someone that you're trying to make a business deal with for whatever it is. I think spend a real amount of time to just work on your craft. And so I have that at the shooting guard. I don't know if that's a playable option there, but that
Yeah,
I'm all about crafting.
that works. That works.
Jared, you look a little skeptical over there. You can throw the flag, man.
No, it's not a flag worthy thing. I'm just saying. I think some people need help defining what their craft is so they can
Yeah.
work on the right things. That's all I'm saying.
That's
part
fair.
of
That's fair.
part of being able to do your job is you have to know your job. That's something that I like to live by.
Whoa.
Right.
Yeah,
That's a
use
good
that
one.
one, Jojo.
He picked that up from Coach Marcellus Perry.
I picked that up from a couple of different people. Okay, so working on the craft is the shooting guard. Now, small forward. This one, a little bit of a derail from my list. I got making the bed. I got make someone
God, this is gonna
smile.
be
Working on the
something
craft.
wild.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah, it
And
is.
it's
This is
because
gonna be wild.
I like to consider myself a rather like even keeled person. But before I go work out, if I'm driving to the workout, if like I'm walking into the gym, whatever it is, I gotta listen to some ignorant music because like I have to I have to listen to some ignorant
He
music,
said
man.
ignorant music.
I have to listen to some ignorant music because I don't live the way that these rappers and stuff talk about, right? So that's my like
So
my
what is
kid,
in?
right?
So what is?
What's
Give me 2 or 3 songs.
Any
I'll just
Babytron song.
No, Babytron's out the
Oh
rotation right now.
goodness.
Boss Man D-Lo heavy in the rotation.
Okay,
That
okay.
too
Boss
slippery.
Man,
That
Boss
too
Man.
slippery is heavily in rotation right now.
No, this guy's been
Sound
Um,
like
listening to
Mark
Sexy
Jones right
Red,
now.
JoJo.
no, I have not
Sound
been
like
listening
Mark
to
Jones.
sexy.
He comes to the gym singing bow,
He
bow,
does.
bow, bow.
That's not
I
my
can
fault
I
though.
can
That's
confirm
not my
that.
fault though.
I can
That is
confirm that.
that's not because of me though. That's because of
No, that's because of you, because
extrinsic
you're a
variables.
sick person.
It's not my fault. This is literally not my
Hey,
fault.
bro, you're singing it. You're singing it.
Boss Man D-Lo heavy in rotation, and then Wayne is always in rotation for me. So like some old
Check
Carter
out
One for sure.
Liddell.
We got Wayne in there. So that's probably my ignorant music for because look, I also subscribe to no rap before noon. So like if you see me with my headphones on before noon, I'm not listening to rap. That's just how that's
So
No
what is
rap
ignorant music that's
before
not rap?
noon.
I don't mean that to be
Yeah.
derogatory.
so that's the interesting ground, right? So let's say
So
Jared,
if we have a 10
listen.
a.m. workout, what are you listening to?
Okay, so this is my exception that I make. So you know that I go lift before we get on the court, right? I've been doing that all summer, right?
Yeah.
I don't listen to ignorant music until the drive right up until sport courts. And you two on the screen right here, Tommy and Jared know just as well as I know that you need a little bit of ignorant music in your head before you walk into sport courts. So that's where the exception happens.
Yeah.
I think that's
What are
what
you listening to when you lift then? I know we've talked about this, but remind me.
I mean, look, I'm a real random listener. Sometimes it's like some classic rock. Recently, I've been on like this like soul
I can't
kick.
do that. I can't.
I've been on this like Bill Withers kick recently. I'm not gonna lie, bro.
Really?
Like some real like soul.
Bill Withers.
I'll listen to podcasts.
Man, I'm
Like
glad you keep your
alternative.
headphones in.
Like I'll listen to some Tame
I'm
Impala
glad you're.
while I'm lifting. you
Yeah,
know
I
what
like the
mean?
Tame Impala, but
So, like I said, I'll listen to anything. But yeah, ignorant music right before the workout. I have to.
Can't do classic rock.
Oh, man,
just
that's
put
what
some
my
Led
dad-
Zeppelin
that's-
on there, you'll be all
Crazy.
right.
That's what my dad brought us up on.
I'll
Man.
Yeah,
survive.
Led Zeppelin, man.
Yeah,
Or
I'll
Eric
Jimi
Clapton,
survive.
man.
Hendrix. Yeah, ooh, Cream.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Back to you, Jared.
All right, now. This isn't by choice. Maybe this is just, but this is what I find myself doing every day. I wish I did it less, but it is
Stressing
it's-
out.
No, okay, just shut up and let me talk. It is a hazard of the career path here. I rebound every day. So at center,
Oh man.
I rebound. That
Jared
is my
does
daily.
rebound
That's
every
pretty
I
day.
good, bro.
rebound
Hey,
a
that's pretty
lot.
good. That's pretty good.
Like I will stand on this that I probably chase more rebounds than any other trainer that trains people in the world.
Jeez, that's a shot at all of us.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fine. I chase some
ridiculous.
vicious
I don't
rebound.
know, bro.
Okay, you've seen my workouts. I chase some vicious rebounds.
Yeah, but Tommy and I are not immune to that. You just said your workouts.
Yeah,
There's no
that's fine.
specification of who it was. That
That's
sucks.
because every day is different. That's what I'm
Ah.
saying. This is my daily vitamin. Like
No, you.
some days it's one person, some days it's a different person. Every day it's a certain person. But
He definitely rebounds a
Every
lot.
day it's a certain person.
There's one
there's
person.
some people that never fail. They come to work and they do their job.
But
Makes me
listen,
do my job.
Do it well,
they're
man.
in.
They
They're
do
in
it
there
well.
working. They're in there working on their craft. I'll give
Working
them that.
on their craft. So at my center, give me I rebound.
Yeah. No, that's a good play. Okay, back to Joe.
What I got? Small forward and power forward left.
Yeah.
All right. Small forward. Definitely prayer.
Come on.
Try to get some type of prayer in. It don't always happen at the same time, but I do try to get it in. Sure.
Yeah. I like that a lot. And I was gonna say this because I was just assuming prayer was gonna get taken off the board. I feel like Tommy, the way you talk about meditation and like that's kind of how I use like my prayer every day,
Yeah.
like just to clear the mind for however long it is and reset everything. So I think those two go hand in hand for sure.
Yeah.
I agree. Go power forward here. Every day must do's. Give somebody a compliment, man. Dish out a
Nice.
compliment once a day, at least. Doesn't matter who it is. Doesn't matter what you say. Give somebody a compliment, man. You never know how somebody's feeling. And that one, hey, I like your shoes, they look good, can make somebody's day. Make them happy.
Facts.
Or hey,
It's a
like,
good one.
you're in collect. I'm still in school. I know you guys aren't, but I am. Like, somebody has a project up there that they really struggled with. I'm in a design class, and I say, hey, that was really good. Maybe that meant the world to them. You never know.
You never know if they were struggling late night with that, and
Exactly. You never know.
that's a good one, Tom.
Give somebody a compliment, and then center. And I mean,
Tommy don't care about his centers.
Go set a screen.
yeah, this lineup, you're not wrong. Like, we don't need him to do much. But like, you guys can throw the flag here, but like, bro, I don't know how I can't not have music in my lineup. Like, that just, it doesn't have to be. Luke said ignorant music. I just have music. I don't remember the last time I missed a day without playing a song at least
That's
once,
cool.
or singing. Honestly, like I like to sing a lot as well. So
Do you want to sing for us right now?
no, I don't. But
Oh, dang. Okay.
Put some Bill Withers on.
yeah,
Little river band. What you know about
Yeah.
little river band?
That sounds like a Stacy Stable.
LRB, baby.
No, that
I always got
was
LRB.
a Will Ferrell shout right there.
Yeah,
That was
he
the other
doesn't.
guy.
He's not hip.
Yeah.
He's not hip.
I got it. Just put music down, Luke. You
I
can put
did.
parentheses singing if you want. That's fine. I mean, it happens every day. Rapping, whatever it is.
No, that's good. Music on the board. All right, Joe. Power forward.
Out forward, big on energy plays. I always get some type of dance moves in
Oh,
Great
randomly
one.
throughout
That
the
was
day.
That was my walk on. Honestly,
I
you
don't
gotta
know
get
what
a
it.
little.
I don't
Gotta
know
get a
what
little
it
boogie
is.
in, man.
Yeah, you
Like,
want to? I can show you
got-
Luke's favorite dance, daily dance. You want to see it, Joe?
What is it?
Bow, 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 bow,
Bow,
bow.
bow, 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 bow. You're talking
I
about
don't
an
know what
energy
it is.
player. That's an energy
Come
come
player right there.
on, bro.
I don't know what it is, man. Like I got like a long mirror. I might be walking on my way out. I might just like I might just have to hit one time. Like
just
I
to
find
make
like
sure you still
you know
got it, bro. Just to make sure.
Yeah.
the other thing is the players, they be testing me sometimes. Like they want to know if I'm really hip to this shit. Like so whatever music they got on, I gotta know a little
Yeah.
something. So yeah, there's a lot of Boss Man D-Lo, a lot of
Yeah.
Sexy Red Ski going on in the
Yeah, I'm
background.
sure.
I just try
I'm
to
sure it's a sick world out there.
JoJo be Dougieing in the back during the drills. I
It's a
bet.
sick world
yeah,
out there, man.
yeah. So
That's a great pick
Good
though.
one,
It's a
man. That
really
was a good
good
one.
pick.
Um, Power forward. This is just simply something that, not frankly, I enjoy, but more importantly, it's necessary. I'm trying to be more athletic every day, and my floor is very low. If I was like a fantasy player, my floor would be really, really low, and ceiling probably not much higher. But I get my yoga in every day.
That's good.
Get my yoga, 20
Ooh.
minutes yoga every day, every
I
morning.
got to stretch every day, man.
Sometimes I'm getting jumped on by toddlers while I'm doing it, but I still do it.
It's good.
I like that. I like that. That's
Yeah.
probably good for the
Training the
yoga too.
mind.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Okay.
big.
You guys might throw the flag on this, and that's okay. This is
I'm
very
definitely throwing a flag.
okay. That's fine. I still got to
All
get
right.
the pick off. This is recency bias for sure, but this is something I'm doing every single day right now, and you can say it's part of working on the craft. That's fine. I gotta get fantasy football research in. That's my center. Fantasy football research. I do it every day right now. I do it every day, and I will not be outworked. I will not be outworked. So
That's a straight shot at you, Tom, just so you know.
not at all. It has
Yeah,
nothing
it
to do with
is.
Tom.
Yeah, it is. The
It's
rest of
it's
us
just
aren't in
it's
the
just
PED.
it has
We're
nothing to
not
do with
in
the
we're not cool
PEDs.
enough
I'm
to
in
be in the
multiple
league.
leagues. I'm in
That does.
multiple leagues. Yeah, I'm in multiple leagues. It has nothing to do with one specific player, one specific league. It just has to do with who wants it more. And I'm gonna put my nose to the grindstone every day and make sure I get my fantasy football research in.
So you're literally saying that you're going to work harder than Tom to win the league.
I mean, it's anyone who plays fantasy football. It's you too, Jared. It's you too, Jared.
End of the
But if
day,
you don't,
bro, like
We're never going to match up.
I know I'm a high level competitor in our league, so it really doesn't matter to me. Like I'm gonna
it's
show
not.
up.
That's what I'm saying. Look, he wanted to make it personal. It's just about me getting my
Yeah, I
research
know
in.
it's not
You made
personal.
it personal. I didn't
Luke
make it personal.
should feel that way though. Luke should feel
So,
that way.
all right, and you should
Um,
feel some type of way about that.
So we're letting it play,
Who
or
said I
what?
don't?
Oh no,
We're
I'm letting it play.
I don't need to show all
go.
my cards right now. The season week 1 hasn't even begun yet.
Yeah.
Right now
Tommy's
I'm
first
focused
pick
on
is not
beating.
under
Right now I'm focused
contract.
on beating Nick Maines. That's my week 1 matchup. Nick Maines needs to lose.
Yeah, I heard
Nick
Maines
Maines-
has a good team.
Drafted a
He
good
does.
team too. Shout out to
He
Nikki.
does.
Yeah.
He's a very good team.
Okay, so I'm really excited that I got the walk-on turn here because I love my walk-on pick. I really do. Jojo, my walk-on pick. Look, I'm gonna ask you one question, Joe. Did you?
Oh,
You gotta drink water. You gotta drink water every day. That's my
gotta
walk-on
drink
pick.
water.
You
That's
gotta
not-
drink.
Did you?
You can
Shout
technically
out,
go 7 days without it.
Shout out
Okay,
Gino
so
Littles, man.
Yeah, man. He used to walk around with his essential water. Did you? Just to make sure we drank our water.
Who did
I'm
that?
saying
Gino Littles, man.
Gino Littles
Hey,
put
dap
me
him
on.
up, man. Dap him up. Chase some dreams, bro.
Half of the
That's what I'm
homies start
saying. My
chasing
boy
dreams.
Gino had me trying to live a life I couldn't live, man. Like I'm telling you, like Gino had the essential water. I was over there drinking Ozark still. I said, hold on, man. No, what did Gino have? He had Voss.
Oh,
Yeah,
Voss, he
water.
got
Wow.
bread.
Yeah.
That's
He
crazy.
had
Oh,
Voss,
he
but
used to
like
walk around
Gino
with a
had
glass bottle, man.
Gino was pulling up the practice in the big body Escalade.
Yeah.
Gino had the
With
Louis V
Louboutins
bag.
on.
Yeah, I was sitting there like, man, hold on, Joe. Like I gotta turn it up.
First thing he'd
Like,
say to you every single time, did you? That was what he would
did you?
always say.
That's
So I had to
Good
get
though, man.
drink water as the walk-on pick.
Oh,
What,
I can't
man?
believe. I know. I'm just like, I just have to be myself on this podcast. This podcast is about being yourself, and
Your podcast, bro. Be
Th-
yourself.
this is not. This is a. I shouldn't have this on a list, but I just can't. Like, I just can't do this without putting this on a list, and I wouldn't feel right with myself. It wouldn't sit right, and so my walk on. This is again. This isn't. I'm not proud of this, but my walk on is to call someone and complain about some shit.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
I do that every day. I don't
That's
know what it's
good.
about. It could be driving. It could be training. It could be Amanda. It could be my kids. It could be Could be golf. It could be, I don't know. It could be the sun.
What a great list you got, by the way.
Yeah,
It
like
starts with being thankful and ends with call someone and complain.
Dude, like sometimes you
that's what
gotta
I'm
let it
saying.
out, bro.
Like
And for
that's why I
Jared,
said
that's every single day.
I
Oh,
set
man.
my team up like, hey, I start my day great, and that's how that's what I prefaced in the beginning.
By
By the
6:30.
by the time I see Luke, it may not always stay that way, but
Hey,
it's almost a guarantee that something's gonna happen, and I'm gonna have to call someone and complain
and you
about
know
it
what
because that's what helps me get through it. That's my meditation.
Jared can say that most people can't, myself included here, is he doesn't bottle up the emotion, man. Something's on his mind bothering him. You'll hear about it.
Yeah.
You'll hear about it.
I enjoy the phone calls though. They're funny.
Yeah,
And then
I save you some of them. I don't call you on some
I'm
of them.
glad. I know it's a rotation.
My favorite is when I get a text from Jared where he's like, "You want to see some shit?" Like, bro, look
Yeah.
at this. And I'm like,
Man.
"Yeah, I do."
No, the funniest part is when you try to answer him while he's complaining. He's like, "Bro, it doesn't like you don't have to say anything. I'm just complaining." It's like, "Okay, my bad, bro."
I just
All
need
right,
to get
bro,
off
get your
my
game
chest
off.
before and it
Yeah,
always, I just have
it's
to get
real.
off my chest before I get home because I don't want to take it out on anybody.
No, it's cool.
Fact.
That's really good. I'm glad you got people in your life you could do that. You know.
Yeah. Sometimes the worst days are when no one answers the phone. And
Go
then,
through the whole
and-
roster.
yeah, no, I'm just kidding. But then I have to listen to some ignorant music.
Yeah. My bad. Go ahead, Joe. Walk on pick.
Walk on pick. Cause it doesn't happen every day. But if it's there, I'm definitely gonna take it. I'm going, we on the podcast, so I ain't gonna say what I want to say, but I'm going with the cuddling. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say Netflix and chill, but
I'm gonna just say get intimate. I'm gonna say get intimate.
yeah, get intimate. There we go.
Yo,
'Cause
hey, your players are really
Real.
gonna resonate with that, man. I'm
Real.
telling you that right now.
Yeah, that's real.
like, come on, man. Like, I can't. If it's available, like, hey, baby.
Okay.
Let's go, Cowboys.
It must be over
That's
past
good,
midnight where
man.
you're at right now.
Oh, we know it is.
That's what I'm saying.
Tommy, what you got?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why this hasn't been selected. I hope this is a part of your guys' daily routines, and it was just so obvious to where you guys didn't need to pick it. Brush your teeth, man. That's my walk on. Don't brush your damn teeth. All right, get it in,
Brush your teeth.
get it in.
Brush the teeth, man.
Leave it at that.
Brush the teeth, brother.
Brush your teeth. All right. So I have something on that though.
Oh, jeez.
No. Okay. I can't. I can't brush my teeth before breakfast.
No,
Oh, who does
eat
that?
breakfast
No,
first.
no. People always say brush your teeth first.
Yeah, you're supposed to right when you wake up because of
Ah.
bacteria. I'm not a dentist, but yeah, that's what
but
they
it's
say.
like, why
No.
do that if I'm about to eat?
Or drink
Dude.
my coffee or
Yeah,
whatever.
My
I don't want
sprinkle pancakes
I don't
aren't
want
gonna
my
taste as
bagel.
good.
I don't want my bagel tasting like mint.
Yeah, that was real.
Dad, these
fine.
pancakes are ass.
No, it's because you
Yeah.
just broke.
Mom's, I
Just
told
brush
mom
your
not to let you brush your teeth.
No,
Jared's
Jojo,
like,
that's
next
not a
time,
hot
just fake
take.
it.
That's not a hot take at all. I feel like that's
But in the movies, it always goes like that. You ever seen Daddy
Good.
Daycare?
Yeah, that's facts. That's a
Yeah,
good
movies
take,
are-
man.
that's why movies aren't real. That's what the magic's made of.
That's what they say, I guess. I don't know.
No, I ain't gonna lie, man. The movie's real. Real out there.
All right, man. We talked about our days. We
Mm.
talked about just living the best life you can possibly live day in, day
Right.
out.
Right.
And I don't need to sprinkle it with a bunch of, nonsense or fancy words. Just get your 50 chips a night. It's going to get you right.
Right.
nice. A no
There we
nonsense
go.
message from Waters there.
Yeah. It's living right, man.
Yeah, well, fellas, I know it's late for all of us, especially you, Jojo. So we really do appreciate you come back on here again. It's awesome to have you back. Love your energy. So we really appreciate you, brother. Thank you. I know it is very late, so
Thanks,
Yeah.
Joe.
Big. Thank you.
No, I appreciate you guys, man. I always enjoy getting on the podcast. Yeah, you guys are three stand-up guys.
Yes, sir. Listeners, McNeese State, tap in. You'll see JoJo.
Yeah.
Hey, tap in, man.
Sir.
For real.
Another episode in the books. We're somewhere in the mid hundreds, maybe early hundreds. But these are your favorite walk-ons, and we're walking out.